All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I don't know what's up exactly with StreamYard. I'm live. Hopefully I'm live. Hopefully people are watching this. Those of you on the YouTube side, if you're watching this, why don't you go ahead and just let me know if it says you can see me. Because I scheduled it for 6 p.m. Central Time, and if for some reason it says it was supposed to go on an hour ago. But anyway, doesn't matter. We're here. We're gonna have a good time, and it is time for Caliber Corner Weekly Edition. And tonight we are talking about the Sig Sauer P365, which might just be, concealed carry perfection. I said the P word. Don't worry. Calm down, people. Hold your fire. Glock fans, relax. I'm a Glock fan too. Okay, I'm one of you, sort of. And we're going to kind of talk about the P365s, the pros and the cons. Some of us here on the panel own them and have had them. Mine just turned 13 months old in my stable as a daily carry. And I just realized that. I went back and I thought to myself, when did I buy that? So I went back and watched my cleaning video, which was the same evening that I brought it home. I made that video. And it's been, I think, 13 months. It was like mid-March when I bought it. So we're going on over a year. Now, when I say daily carry, I carry when I can because I'm not allowed to carry at work, unfortunately. And so it's with me pretty much all the time, except when Defense Stat out there does a gear check on me and I don't have it on me down in my garage. But we're not going to worry about that. So anyway, we're going to get the party started. We're going to have a good time. We got about an hour to talk about the P365, some of its variants, and the competition. There's a lot of micro compacts out there now that really are going to give the P365 a run for the money. And really, the P365 really wasn't even the first gun that fit that kind of form factor of micro compact or subcompact, whatever people call it. So before we do that, we're going to let the panel introduce themselves and make a few announcements about Thunder on the Prairie 2022. It's coming your way. But before we do that, Single Shot, we're starting off with you. How's your evening going, man? How you doing?
Not bad. I've been parked here in Olathe, Kansas here for about three hours.
You're in Kansas. You're in Gizzard country. Oh my God.
Yeah, I sure am.
Yeah. Is it Olathe? Olathe, Kansas? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Olathe? Okay. Yeah. Nice.
It's actually Olathe.
Olathe. Okay. There's no accent mark over the E.
Yes.
You Kansas people. You always want to be special, God. So glad we said this with you. I'm just kidding. So what you been up to, man? Yeah.
Just running the roads. I got out here to Baxter Springs here again on another load of paper. Delivered that this morning. And
cool,
I got to pick up a load nearby tomorrow morning, headed back east. So that's what we're going to be up to.
Cool.
And I should be home probably Wednesday, maybe, if all goes well, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling better. I certainly am not sad to see that stuff go. Boy, that stuff kicked my tail, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you were out for a couple weeks, man. You sounded pretty rough for a while there. I don't know if you were going to pull through, man. God. Okay.
I'll tell you, it was a rough ride.
Well,
but,
yeah.
I'm here to listen and participate. I don't have a 365, but they are a nice sidearm.
Honestly, it really wasn't even with me. It was an impulse purchase, and it was a good price. It was during. I'll talk about my purchase experience here later on, but I really hadn't really considered it till I had a chance to hold one and realize what it could do for me as a carry firearm and how I wanted to kind of upgrade a little bit from the Ruger EC9S I'd been carrying for 2 years prior. But again, some of the people on the panel have it. Looking at out there on the YouTube side, a lot of you guys have had one before or have one. So, and again, there's all these different variants of it now that you can get into. So we'll talk about some of those. I fired some of them, and I'll kind of share my thoughts on that too. So, all right. Well, Single Shot, it's good to have you there. Oh, real quick, Raw Feeding 101 says, weekly update. I'm on episode 126. He's rewatching every episode of Caliber Corner that we've ever done. And you get to hear Squib in all of his morning glory. There you go. And speaking of which, Squibload, how's it going, brother? How you doing?
Good evening.
Good evening. He's just somber that he was 5 years younger when we first started this, and now he's getting old. And
okay, yeah, I might be 5 years older, but I feel 10 years older.
Yeah, I know, man. Me too. I got so much gray going on. It's not even funny. I was watching my little video I put up on Patreon with my backpack that I'm showing off, and I'm kind of in front of the camera a couple times. I'm like, when did I get all peppered? When did I get all George Clooney? When did that happen? So anyway. So what you been up to, man? You just posted a video on the Arbuckle's coffee ordering experience, going through 2 different delivery methods. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody. You guys need to go over and watch it. But so what do you think, man? Are you pretty happy right now?
Yeah, I mean, they seem to be back to where they were more than 2 years ago. So it's kind of good that things are coming back to normal for them. I know they've had some issues like other companies with sourcing raw materials and labor and things like that. But when times get tough, you have to get creative. Too many excuses and you're going to lose your customers, or you're going to lose market share to somebody else who doesn't have a list of excuses. They're thinking outside of the box. So it's kind of good to see that. But, you were talking to me about getting free shipping through Amazon, and New York Outcast was talking about how they probably use that standard size box in order to get that shipping rate. And I thought, well, let's try this and let's see what kind of boxes they show up in, and if they ship them differently, and do they take any longer, any shorter, going through different services. That, and really I just needed to resupply coffee, and it was a good excuse to do that. So.
And you did. You're definitely sitting good now, at least for a couple weeks. So
yeah, weeks is about it too. Yeah.
Oh God, I was kidding. Oh my God. So guys, I'm not subscribe to his Squiblo channel, and he's pretty serious. He takes his coffee just as seriously as he takes his firearms. So I just want to say that right now. So you guys need to get over there and check it out. So, all right. Well, I'm glad you're with us on tonight's chat. I know this isn't really your forte of firearm, but it is kind of neat to get perspective of people that don't necessarily carry or own something like this. Just kind of your thoughts on it and what you think. So
I don't even know if I'll be any bit useful. These little guns just.
It is little. It is. Little. Yeah.
To try to give somebody perspective, imagine the smallest car you've ever gotten in, and then shrink that car by half and then try to get in and drive it. You're hunched over, you're hitting your head, you can't turn your head left or right. All the controls are just, that's what it's like when I've got these small guns. They just, so I don't know how much use I'll be to you.
That's just part of it too, is it's not just like Nebraska. It's not for everyone. I mean, it might work for some people, but not work for a lot of others. And you don't really know. I'll give you a chance to shoot it at Thunder on the Prairie 2022. I'll have it with me so you can kind of take a shot and see what you think. But it is smaller than even like the Taurus PT111 G2/G2C G3C family. So, I mean, it is considerably smaller. It's amazing that it actually fits my hand as well as it does. But there's some cons with it too, and we'll definitely give people a heads up, because a lot of the times when we talk about these guns on these episodes, people will email me and say, hey, I went out and bought one of these, or I appreciate the info, I'm thinking about buying one. So we always try to cover, some of the cons, so you kind of have a heads up on what's going on. So cool, man. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Also joining us, we've got Rich White, another proud P365 owner. Rich, what's going on, man? How you doing? You good?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And drinking some coffee, having a good time. Yeah.
And for raw feeding out there, just programming note, there is a lost episode of Caliber Corner over on my channel, Unloaded Media. So you're gonna have to go over there to find that episode too.
This is true. It was the one where I couldn't go live because I had trouble with the feed, or didn't something quit on me right at the start, didn't it? And you went live over on your channel?
Yeah, for some reason your internet was just acting wonky when trying to do the show. So I was like, I'll host it over on my channel.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
that was what, the 350 Legend, I think.
Oh, was it the 350? Yes, it was a 350 Legend, Chalk. I was all excited to get out there and get the information out there. Beat a lot of the bigger gun news channels to the punch, and then the gods of technology denied me, so I was stopped in my tracks. It was terrible, put down, if you will. So tell us about your channel, man. What can somebody find if they check your channel out? What do you got going on over there? What have you been up to?
Well, we got 2 different reviews, initial impressions, and then an actual 2-week review on the Groove Life belt from Groove Life. It's a web type belt with a magnetic buckle on it. I don't want to go too much into detail, but it's not a very good outside waistband holster, but it's a good inside waistband holster. You want to know more, you go over there and find out why I say this. And then I finally got my R&L Displays video done, so that's over there too.
Did you? Oh, rnldisplays.com. The finer way to display your AR-15. It just like triggers that sales pitch on me as soon as you say it. So now again, rnldisplays.com. They're not a sponsor of this channel or myself directly, but they've sent us a couple of these as testers on the channel, and they've held up really well. So yeah, you get different finishes, different styles, and yes, they do take Glock magazines. Just in case you're kind of curious, they make a PCC carbine compatible version or Glock mag compatible version. You can do with it whatever you want. So they're there. So that's yeah.
Let's tell you how long it's been since I got it and didn't before I got the video done. Mine is a pre-production prototype.
Really? Because mine's been out. I mean, like probably almost maybe 6 or 8 months now. Yeah, maybe a year. I don't know. I think I got it when I still lived in my previous apartment.
Right after I got it, when we were house hunting at the time, and my wife started packing stuff up, and she mistakenly grabbed it, packed it, and didn't know what box she had packed it in. So I had to wait till we moved and we got everything pulled out to find it so I could do the video.
You found the little box, like, oh my God, I found it. So yeah, I believe that the AK-47 compatible stands are out, if I'm not mistaken. Rob, if you're out there, maybe you can comment and give us a heads up and let us know. So I can't remember if they're finished up or not. I know they needed a little bit of revision and then they were going to be re-released or something like that. So Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy says, do they have an AR-10 display stand? No, but they should. So now I will say this, Fluffy, using the 5.56 stand, I am able to safely balance my SetMe C308 on it. I got a feeling the magazine well is going to be a little too wide though for an AR-10 to sit on that without, tilting forward or back. So for right now,
put some duct tape around where,
Hey man, with enough duct tape, anything is possible. So that's it. Right on, man. Yep. So they don't have I don't believe there's an AR-10 model just yet. So.
Put some duct tape around the top of the magazine, the wooden magazine, and cram it in there.
Yeah, heck yeah. Hey, Raw Feeding 101 gave us an update. He goes, "Oh, I found the lost episode." So there you go. Yeah, there's a few, and then there was a few reloading episodes that got moved over to guntube.org. So if there's anything out of sequence, there's a couple that it was at a time where YouTube was being kind of funny about what they were defining ammo manufacturer as, and I was trying not to get myself whatever. I didn't know, so I moved a couple episodes over to GunTube. So they're over there like 2 or 3 episodes of Caliber Corner. So. And then, so Rich, tell us about your shows, man. What are some of the podcasts that you do? You're busy. What's going on?
Well, we had a real poop show on Sunday. We were talking about a car that, I don't know how we got on this subject. Don't ask. The last 2 hours of the show, we were talking about building a car that runs on human poo because instead of having to pull over to go to the bathroom, you just have your seat's a toilet, and you just the car converts it to fuel.
Oh man, what? Look, if you guys need a topic or something, maybe talk about the origin of Velcro or why batteries are labeled the way they are, and is it poop-powered vehicles?
It was Rob's fault. He said something about I forget what it was, and we just ran with it.
So it was like the ethanol version of that car, like when you've got some corn in there. Is that?
Yeah, something like that.
It'd be funny. That's a Nebraska joke. So, all right then. So on that note, make sure you guys check out. And then you got your second show. What's your second show all about? What's going on there?
That is a wrestling show where we'll talk classic wrestling. We talk about some of the new stuff. Every so often we watch one of the pay-per-views and give people somebody they can watch along with. I mean, we can't obviously show the actual event on the channel, but we review the matches and stuff as we're watching them. It's just like watching a couple of friends sitting there watching the wrestling thing, and then if you got it on your TV, you can take part out in the chat and stuff, and be like watching with some of your friends if you don't got it. Anybody.
It's like you're sitting on the same couch, just in the same room with your buddies, talking while you watch it. So that's cool. I've done a few little live view events like that with my friends too. So. Cool, man. Well, guys, make sure you get over there, get subscribed. Lots of good stuff going on over there with Rich. So make sure you check it out. And last but not least, we've got the tactical rooster. We got Gizzard Gary in the house. So what's going on there, Giz? What do you know, man? How you doing? You okay?
Probably gonna live. Thanks for the invite, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been out of commission since last weekend, pretty much starting Saturday, and think I'm starting to make the turn for the better. So I'm not going to promise anything, but hopefully we'll get the live shows in this week. So
yeah. Well, what are the live shows, man? When can people check it out?
Well, on Friday nights, we have Foul Territory. That's a panel show starting at 9 p.m. Central. And then Sunday morning is basically an open chat. That is the early bird chat, and that is at 9 a.m. on Sundays. Central Time again.
Cool. Make sure you guys check it out. It's a good show. It seems like whenever I'm listening, I'm at my grandparents' house. I'm usually putting it on in the mornings as soon as you guys go live and stuff. And I'm definitely there listening to you. And you guys have some really good shows, good discussions. And Gary, you run a wonderful podcast. You guys need to get over there and subscribe to Gizzard Gary's channel too. And I think you guys will be really happy. Again, I hate to say it, but these podcasts, between podcasts, truck and gun videos, are pretty much all I consume for media anymore. It's kind of funny. I'm not a Netflix subscriber. I don't have Hulu. I don't have Disney Plus. I don't have any of that stuff. So this is pretty much all that I just go on. And I'm totally happy with it, which is the funny part. You know, I do occasionally watch some series if there's something on Amazon or whatnot. But overall, there's a lot of good stuff out there for you guys. All right. So quick announcement here. We do have Thunder on the Prairie 2022 coming up June 4th. And that's going to be a little get together of YouTubers and, smaller channel YouTubers or bigger channel YouTubers, whoever wants to come. It's going to be at Nebraska Shooter south of Lincoln, Nebraska. It's going to go from 9 to 5 on Saturday, June 4th. I'm only going live that day, just to give you a heads up. I don't even know if I'll do a Sunday episode because there still might be people chilling and hanging out from Thunder on the Prairie. So we might just do maybe a Friday episode or something. I don't know. We'll have to see what's going to happen. I'll give you guys a heads up on that because that's coming up. Again, if you want to be part of that, you can email defensedad1@gmail.com or you can email me at thecalibercorner@gmail.com and I'll give you the password that you need to sign up for it. And it's $25 for the day. I'm going to be providing 9mm and 5.56 to help offset some of the costs. We've got some optics and rifles for people to try out, maybe film some videos if they want to. Kind of sit around, have a good time, do some shooting, we're going to be shooting for pink slips apparently. So we're going to be taking on Defense Dad, I think, and his daughter or something like that. And I guess if you lose your gun. So no, I'm just kidding. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. It should be a good time. So we're going to have that coming up. So if you're interested in that, just email me and let me know and I'll give you the details. Haven't said no to anybody, and we've got, I think, over 13 people signed up right now, 13 channels signed up, which is really, really cool. It's going to be a good showing, and we've got some great gifts, some really good sponsors that have been participating in it, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. So, all right, a little shout out to people watching today on the YouTube side. We got 2 Live Moo, New York Outcast, G23, Tactical FUD. Boost just showed up. Boost is out there. What's up? Man, I'm just going through the call list for YouTube, taking attendance here, and then you decide to grace us with your presence. Because you're a P365 variant owner, I'm going to let that slide. So, yeah. Oh, and he just disappeared. I just scared him. I think I scared him when I asked for his pass. Anyway, Defense Dad's out there, Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy, Raw Feeding 101, M. Gabriel, Chris from the 740s out there. Chris, got your message. No problem, buddy. I got your sticker right here, by the way. If you don't mind, I'm going to give one of these to Defense Dad. I've got the other one over on the gun safe. So, Chris, I do appreciate the stickers. You guys get a chance, go to the Chris from the 740 channel, and you can't go wrong there. Lots of great content. Who else is out there? We got JH586 in the house. We've got M. Gabriel. We got JL, who says, I've only carried a P365 for 4 years, over 3,000 rounds through it, and I love it. Yeah, mine was made in February of 2020, so it's been through most of the major revisions that Sig did to that gun. I don't know if they've done anything to it in the last year or two, but I know they took care of some firing pin issues with some striker drag, and then also some issues with the night sights that popped up on a few of them that got manufactured. So that's been taken care of. Let's see. Also out there, go ahead.
And sorry, I came in. I didn't know we were live. Whenever I came in yelling.
Oh no, it's all good, man. Yeah.
And then I closed down one too many tabs. So.
Yeah. You've got a P365, right? You got a P365 XL, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
You still have it? Okay. How's it been for you? What do you think of it so far?
I love it with the original grip module, but with the Wilson Combat grip module, it's phenomenal.
Now that's the entire frame, the lower frame, right? You take your fire control grip out and put it in there.
Mm-hmm.
So Wilson Combat makes one, and so we'll get into the details of what the gun's all about and everything. Just I want to get the initial impressions from the people on the panel that own one. What do you think about it? Is that grip module plastic or is it metal?
Plastic.
It is plastic. Because somebody out there machines, there's an aluminum one or steel one you can get for it. It adds weight to it, but it does give it a slightly different grip, a little bit better grip, I think.
Yeah. So the Wilson Combat one adds girth to the sides, it makes it more round.
Okay.
I never like that's one bad thing about the plastic guns I don't like are the slab sides and all of them. I like girth in my hand, like palm swells.
Well, and that's designed to be so thin as possible, which it really is. I mean, it's just I think under an inch thick at the slide at its thickest point, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe just a hair over an inch thick. So, but yeah, the palm swells, especially shooting a competitive like you do, you're probably used to having grips that are more tailored to fit your palms and having those swells. definitely makes it. And it is a hard gun to control when you're shooting it just on the firing line. I mean, because you can't really get there's not a lot of purchase available for your supporting hand. I've noticed that like mine tends to slip off a little bit while I'm shooting it just because it's, I mean, I almost need to do some skateboard tape or something on it, or maybe a grip module. Yeah.
So I have compared the XL versus the standard one, and the XL is much more tame.
Oh yeah. You've got that extra, like that extra inch of grip length on it, and it definitely helps control the pistol. My stepdad has a P365 XL that I fired, and I do like that better, but I just like that little bit of concealability that the standard frame offers. But it's cool that you got that option if you have larger hands, Now, does Wilson Combat offer okay, so you got the P365 XL Wilson Combat aftermarket frame, so it's that same size, right? It's the XL.
Yep.
Do they make one for the standard size P365, just the more? They do? Okay, I'll have to look into that. I'm kind of interested in that. Yeah.
And there's also, I can't remember the name of it, but there is a company that you replace the guts, instead of it being a 12+1, it's a 14+1.
Okay.
They'll add two additional rounds, and it's still flush
to the magazine.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, I'd not heard of that. Okay.
I can't remember what company.
To the XL. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I can't remember what company it is, but it does that, and it will add 2 more rounds to your mag.
Yeah. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy says, put the 365 XL frame on the regular 365. Yeah, I've done that before. It actually is a very good fit, although having the longer handle kind of takes away from the idea of trying to conceal better because of the printing, but it all depends on how you dress. I mean, we can argue that for days and nobody's going to win, but I think they do offer, isn't it the P365X, if I'm not mistaken? They make it with the standard slide and the XL frame already, but you can swap the two up, or you can buy an XL frame if you want and XL mags and take your P365 and do that too. It's just going to be almost as expensive as, not quite as expensive as buying another gun, but it's not cheap. So that's something you can do also if you want to. So, all right. So Squib, that's been what about reliability? How's it been for you? Any problems whatsoever? Any issues at all? Any malfunctions or problems that you've noticed? Foos?
No, none.
No problems at all.
It hits point of aim, point of impact at up to 20 yards. And that's as far as I've taken it.
Yeah, me too. I think I've probably 20s, about 25 tops or something like that I've played around with, but not really going for accuracy, just more of a silhouette. But cool. All right, and let's see. So Squib, single shot, you guys said you don't have them. Gary, what's your experience been with yours? Do you have a regular or an XL? What model do you have?
Actually, I own both, but what I carry is the regular 365 right now anyway.
Okay.
My experience with it is it's been nothing short of amazing for me. It's the perfect carry size, especially for IWB. With my smaller hands, it actually fits me perfectly. I moved up from the Glock 42 to this because I wanted to go up into the 9mm and have a higher capacity. So it checked off those boxes and just barely bigger than the Glock 42. So it is pocket carryable, but just barely. I mean, it'll take up all your pocket if you do, but you can do it, and I have. But, yeah, like Foos said, it shoots where you aim it. It shoots amazingly well for as small as a pistol as it is. Recoil is not that bad.
It's a little dull thud in the back of the palm that I've noticed. It really kind of reminds me of the old Sky CPX2. That's kind of how it feels, but you can't get around that. It's such a small gun. That shock's got to go somewhere. Well, so yeah, but it doesn't sting. It doesn't slap or sting or anything like that. It's just kind of like a little bit of a thud every time you pull the trigger, almost like kind of hitting your hand a little bit on a table is what it feels like.
Yeah, I did a lot of thinking before I went up to that gun, and that really, I just had my eye on it, and at first I was after what the heck they call the one with no sights on it.
SAS.
The SAS, and then
I shot that. I rented that too. I rented that, and then 365 XL, and then this one before I actually bought any of them. And yeah, that SAS. The problem with the SAS is once you go past, I know you're going to say, well, it's not designed to shoot past this distance. Well, past 15 yards. When you're holding it, the SAS model does not have regular sights. The sights are integrated into the slide, like they're part of the slide. So you physically look down the slide when you aim, and that blocks. That's like I think a 12 MOA, or I mean, it's just like, at like 15 yards, it blocks a good chunk of a silhouette, like a human silhouette target, almost to the point that I couldn't even tell what I was shooting at. What was your take on the SAS when you shot it? I mean, it felt fine.
I never actually shot it. I just held it at Wanamaker.
Oh, okay.
Then before I did the purchasing, I actually read some online reviews and watched some videos, and a lot of people didn't have good things to say about it. So it's like, and it's more. I mean, it was what, $75 more, I think, for the SAS.
And here they were cheaper. They were going for like $50 less because I think a lot of people weren't buying them. Like they had a case just full of them. And I mean, it has its place. I get it, that deep conceal, but really the standard sights on it are not that big. If you just get the standard X-ray sights that come on the regular model, they're just a 1/4 inch tall, if that, Yeah. Well, so it's not like you're really getting that much more. And I mean,
one of the other things you lose with the SAS is the slug release is basically pretty much, it's designed to be snag free. So it's really hard to get your thumb up on there. A lot of people couldn't do it without, using their opposite hand or something like that.
And something I don't understand with the snag free stuff, if you have it in a holster, it's going to be guided out of that holster the entire way until it's clear.
Yeah, I mean, if you unless you like sticky holstered it or pocket carried it, so
but still a sticky holster. It's still in that holster.
You've got your hand around
that entire. So I don't understand that the anti-snag stuff.
Plus, you have no adjustability of
sticky holster.
If it works out good. You have no sights adjustability with the SAS, and I remember Mac was showing it off. It's basically like where it points and where it shoots is where it's permanently going to shoot. His was off big time when he shot on his. Of course, he has problems with every gun he shoots, but still, it's a good point. You can't drift your sights at all. There's no ability to do so like you can. These are dovetailed on the regular model. So, I mean, if you need to move something over just a tap, you can do it. Whereas on that, you might be shooting like 12 inches wide at 20 yards,
And something I like about the original is like with the XL is if I want to, I could put Optic on it.
Yeah.
But as far as mine goes, it's got a good set of sights. It comes with night sights, factory night sights. It's got a good balance to it. Carries well. Now, I keep the 10-round flush mag in there. I do own the 10-round, like you say, with the
I can show them all too.
The finger ledge, and I have the 12-round mag too that Ohio 45 ACP sent to me.
That's this is your flush, and this is your little mini pinky extension. It's barely, I mean, it's negligible what it's gonna. There you go.
It's not.
So you
much.
No.
But to me, when I carry IWB, I'm wanting to print as little as possible. So and I'm fairly comfortable carrying 10 rounds plus. Got your spare mag in your pocket, and that's going to be my 12. So.
Well, you can get what somebody has mentioned 15s. There's 15-round mags you can get for it. I don't know. Sometimes you can. Then you can get it with the sleeve, and so or the 12-rounders come with the sleeve, so it's going to fit the gun. Or you can get there's aftermarket sleeves you can get for any of those magazines too. There's companies that make them. So if you want to go something a little bit larger,
to upgrade it or anything, it was good out of the box. So.
Yeah. I usually have my spare mag. I just keep it in this little pouch and I just throw it in my pocket. But when I walk around in the wintertime, what I had been doing, and I know a lot of guys hate off body carry. That's fine. But when you've got multiple layers on and you're walking the dog, or you got gloves on and you're out. I've actually having pocket carrying this in my winter coat. I've got a little Kydex trigger guard that clips on it that has a drawstring that I put on my zipper. And I pulled it out at least a dozen times just to test it. And it just pops right off and it's ready to go. Whereas if I got the dog and I'm like trying to like throw it and get it out of the way, reach under layers of clothing to pull a firearm out, I can literally get this out of my pocket in 2 seconds. I mean, it really is. And it doesn't snag, it doesn't catch, it doesn't do anything. Now that's on a big parka. It fits right in my little side pocket perfectly. And so I do tend to do that. I get kind of lazy in the wintertime and do that instead of carrying. I used to carry just my G17 with the outside the waistband holster when I had a winter coat on. I don't have a G17 anymore, but I might go back to doing that next year. But I mean, it really does work really well. And I just use an inside the waistband holster that I bought from a company called Polecraft off of Amazon. They're American made. I think I paid like $20 for it. It was a Kydex inside the waistband, but I would like to get an outside the waistband for it too, just to have one. So
yeah, I have both, but I don't use the OWB that often. Most of the time I carry, like you say, IWB Kydex with a Mission First Tactical holster. That I bought at Academy when I bought the gun.
Oh, I didn't know MFT makes holsters too. I mean, they do other stuff that's polymer. So
Yep, they sure do, and it's a great holster.
Oh,
so the company that I'm talking about, it's Mag Guts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a 365X PX. It's for 365X and XL. Plus 2 rounds for plus 2 for 12-round mags.
They basically replace the follower, don't they?
Follower and spring and base pad. Yeah.
How much?
35.
Because it's like, okay, so how much does it cost for just a 15? What's a 15-round mag cost? You know, it's like,
it's true, but it's the body, and if you want a 14, and it adds 3/32, I think, length. So basically,
negligible. It's nothing. Yeah. Where that's true. Whereas the 15 might add in half an inch, you know, and some people that might care about that, but I mean, it's now we're just kind of splitting hairs or whatever you want to call it. So, let's see. So X Adam 1 says, I literally just shot my P365 XL with a hollow sun, installed a Macarbo spring kit, and it's way better and more fun to shoot. That spring kit, are we talking like trigger springs, or is it like a striker spring, or is it a guide rod, you know, recoil spring combo? What is it exactly? So kind of curious on that. And so I guess we could talk about this, but before we look at the models and the specs and stuff like that, there's a ton of aftermarket support for it out there. If there's something you don't like about it, there's a company that sells something you can use to change it. Like, you know, the fact that the Fire Control Group comes out and that's the registered firearm, you know, there's a lot of companies that offer aftermarket grips and frames that you can use now. And like I said, I was kind of interested in that metal one that's out there, and it really, you know, there's a lot of options. You have side options out there now. You can replace the barrel if you want. You can pretty much replace everything you want to, short of the actual, you know, fire control unit itself.
So I went ahead and put that product URL in the chat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now they're starting to have the P365 comp, I think, where it is a shortened barrel. It's a 365 barrel, 365 XL slide with a comp into the slide.
Yeah, I got to check one of those at Great American Outdoor Show. Those are interesting, to say the least.
Yes, it's not a traditional comp, so it's different. I think it's cool. It's a good concept because I know a lot of people that are getting a full-size frame, compact slide, and then a full-size barrel and mounting a comp to the end of their barrel.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can kind of Lego it together if you want to, you know. And we did
Faxon
mention
sells threaded barrels for them. Go over to Faxon's website.
Oh, Faxon?
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Okay. And there's companies that also do. We'd mentioned this. I think Richie might have mentioned this. So you can buy the slide. I remember who it was. You can get the slide with an optics cut from Sig also. So that's also an option too.
Yeah, Sig has them, and a bunch of other companies have them.
Okay. Hey, also joining us is Chris. Chris is with us. What's going on, man? How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry I was late.
No, man, you got to be a dad sometime. You know, I mean, geez, right? You got to be a
go meet his welding instructor for next year for trade school. So
vetting him out, make sure he's adequate, knows his stuff. Or is that
I don't know. I'm not a welder, so I can't.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So hey, tell us about yourself. Tell us what's going on. I got your sticker sitting back here. That's going to go to Defense Dad, and I got the other one on my gun safe. So
cool. Yeah, I'm glad you got them. It's just been a busy week at work, and I wanted to get on tonight because I like the topic. So
yeah, it should be a decent one. And you got yourself a podcast yourself. You guys were live last night. Is that right?
Yeah, 9 to 11 Eastern.
I never know. I'm usually doing schoolwork when I'm listening to you guys when you're in your podcast and stuff. So yeah, that was a good show, man. You guys were having a good discussion. You're talking AKs and stuff, and then ammo and getting into ammo prices and 7.62x39 and stuff like that. So yeah,
appreciate you stopping by the side chat last night. That was cool.
Yeah. No, man, it's good. Like I said, I usually do schoolwork while you guys are talking. So so let us know what are your experiences with the P365? Do you have one? Do you not have one? What's going on in your world?
Yeah, I have the 365 XL.
Okay.
I've got the Armory Craft frame on mine. That's basically they just take a stock frame, they re-stipple it, and they got like a bunch of different color choices you can get in it. I've
And Sig sells frames also, just so people know, you don't have to go aftermarket. You can buy from Sig Direct if you want to, and they've got different colored frames and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I got the Swamp Fox Sentinel red dot on mine. And I haven't done anything to the trigger on it yet other than I did some M-Carbo spring kits in it, but I haven't actually changed the trigger in it. I actually kind of like the trigger the way it is right now.
Yeah, I think I have nothing. I think it's fine. I mean, I've tested way worse. It's decent. When it's going to break, and it's durable. I mean, it's steel. So, I mean, it almost feels like a P226, to be honest with you. It's kind of funny how it feels. But what are you running for ammo in it? Like, what have you tested it with? Have you had any problems with any ammo whatsoever?
I have not. I've run a lot of reloads through it. 124 grain, 115, 90 grain. It's ate about every factory ammo I've shot through it. I have never tried 147s in it though.
Okay.
So,
but Rich carries 135s. Is that what you're saying? Critical defense in a 135?
Yeah, 135.
Okay. Yeah, I've just done 115s and I think 127s, and my current ammo is the V Crown optimized for a concealed carry ammo. And so this one's got a powder that's supposed to give you the same velocity out of a 3-inch barrel that 115 produces out of a 4. So it's designed. It's kind of, and you only got a 3-inch barrel on the P365, so you don't have a lot of velocity to generate from that ammunition. And the thing is, a lot of us that have bought them probably in the last year or two, they've had several revisions that the gun has gone through. So if you're going to buy one used, my first little bit of advice is you can look up. Now, I don't know if Sig officially posts the serial number or if they're going to tell you the date of manufacture. The box mine came in, did not have the sticker on it that had the date of manufacture. So I just went into the Sig forums and just typed in, when was my P365 made? And sure enough, there's people that have listings that are posting their serial number with the manufacture date. And you can kind of find it. They have it in like a chronological order. And you can kind of narrow it back to within about a month of when your gun was made. And mine was made in February 2020. And there's people that list, okay, at this point, this revision was introduced. At this point, this revision was introduced. So if you buy one used, check the date on it. You may want to send it in and get it serviced. It might need to replace, or maybe they'll send you the striker. They'll replace the striker in it. You might have defective X-ray sights. They did have a recall on those also. There were some problems early on with the guide rod and the spring.
Yeah, I had to send mine back.
You did send yours back? What happened to yours? Broken firing pin or what?
Guide rod and spring just you couldn't rack it. It was okay. I mean, you had to just yank on it. I got about 40 rounds, 50 rounds through it, and it started acting up. And I had to send it back. Now, I pre-ordered mine before they came out.
Okay.
And, so, yeah,
still,
if you got the very first one.
Yeah. But the XLs came out after the regular gun had been out. So you would think that they would have had that unless it uses a different guide rod and spring.
Well, the XLs, with having that little extra length of slide, actually solved quite a few things.
Okay. Yeah, it took care of the striker drag because of the short cycling stroke of the gun. It just, in its nature, in order to function, it's got to do it so fast that it's just, the firing pin can't retract quick enough and it can't push the shell out fast enough. There's not enough room, basically. So striker drag is normal. I have that on mine. And I've only put probably maybe 100 rounds through my P365, maybe 150 since I bought it.
And a lot of compact and subcompact guns have a little bit of striker drag.
Yeah, it's not just a Sig thing, so it's not, I
mean, you go to the brass and you pick up a Glock or you pick up Smith & Wesson, even full size, you'll see a little bit of your firing pin dimple. Instead of it being round, it'll be oblong a little bit, or being a square, you'll see a little drag on the bottom. A lot of guns have that.
Yeah. X Adam 1 says, I want the Icarus frame in black without the thumb shelf that sticks out. So, I mean, there's so many companies that have different aftermarket frames from. You really can just support it with whatever you want to do. And like I said, you can send your slide in and get that milled and done for an optics cut if you want to. Chris, what's kind of your take on that optic? Is it really hard to get on target with that Swamp Fox, or is that something you can train through? Because, I mean, whenever I pick up those micro compacts, that little dot is so freaking tiny. It's like, what's the point? And I'm not trying to insult you, but it's like, I can just pick up my target with 3 dots faster, or just a blacked out rear and 1 dot on the front. What's kind of your take on that? What do you think?
It doesn't seem to cause me any issues, but the thing is I shoot more handguns with optics than I do iron sights. So I think it's just kind of a natural thing for me at this point.
Well, so coming from a guy who usually shoots irons for the past month, I have been training with an Optic because it gives me more feedback whenever it comes to dry fire, and whenever it comes to live fire, I've started to shoot it a little bit as well. When it comes to irons versus Optic, yes, you're supposed to, on both of them, you're supposed to be target focused, but you still have to pay attention to your rear sights and make sure that they're aligned with where you're wanting to hit.
Yeah.
Even though your index should be pretty much where it is, but whenever you have that red dot and you see that flash of dot, no matter where that dot is in your optic, if that dot is where you are looking at, you don't have to line anything up front or rear. It's just you see red go.
Yeah, and I think it just takes some getting used to. I really think that it's just, if somebody's not used to it, it is quite the change, but you can't adjust to it. I always thought that it's just so small. I don't mind a larger red dot or a larger, format or size or whatever, but yeah.
And for me, I have my guns milled, so my index on my limited gun is the same index as my CO gun, and my front dot or my front sight and rear, like the index where it's aiming, is the same if I bring up the dot gun as well. So I know on 365s you're not going to be able to do that because you can't get it that low, but 2 or 3 days of dry fire practice, your index is going to be there and that dot's just going to show up.
Yeah, you just get used to it with time. So just in the poll real quick, 32% of the viewers have one, 68% do not have one that are currently watching right now. In the
Gotta
polls.
bump those numbers up, people.
I'm gonna end the poll here pretty soon. It was 50-50 when we got started, but there's just a lot of people listening that may or may not have them. But I'm surprised with how many of you out there have one or have had one before, And again, it's just, sometimes you think it's going to work for you, and then you just, the more you carry, you might fall in love with a different gun instead. So what about, okay, so I'm kind of curious, maybe you guys can answer this one. The standard size frame, there's slots, and I'm holding on to it right now. On the frame, there's slots for an accessory. Are there any? Does anybody make a laser or a flashlight for this thing? Because it doesn't have a Picatinny section on it. There's no way to lock anything in there. Do you guys know if there's any
aftermarket rail adapter that you can buy for them? I don't remember. There's a couple different companies that make them. Okay. It just kind of snaps on there. Well, it's
going to like claw on or whatever. Yeah,
but you have to have a pretty small light, like perhaps an Olight PL2 Mini or something like that. You don't want it sticking down too far. That's about what I've found anyway. The only thing that fits on there real well.
It's going to be too low for your finger to even actuate it, because I'm looking at it like, okay, I've got my Valkyrie 2 on my G3C, and it lines up perfectly with my finger. Yep. But if you push that down like a half an inch, man, you're going to be like trying to actuate the button, and you're not going to be able to. So
I don't keep the light on mine, but
no, I don't. Mine's with it being just a carry gun. I have a flashlight in my other pocket.
My XL does have a light on it, but I bought it used, so it came with all that stuff on there.
Yeah, so when you go used, again, the date is one thing to check out on. When I bought mine a year ago, it was kind of 2/3 of the way through the pandemic pricing, and I actually got it used for $449, which doesn't sound like a good deal, but they were $499, maybe $599. I can't remember what the original MSRP was on it, but I know I saved $50 on it. And looking at it, it looked like it hadn't even been used at all. It's funny, they had an XL in there, and my stepdad and I were both in Shields, and he ended up buying the XL. I think the XL was new, but I ended up buying just the standard. And they had a couple of them sitting in there. Here's the thing. It's a very popular handgun, and I think it's going to be very popular in the used case. A lot of people either get it just as a gun because they wanted one, realize they don't like it, or maybe they've decided to trade up on something else, or maybe they got interested in the Springfield Hellcat, or maybe the GX4 or something like that. So I think you're going to see a lot of them. I tend to see at least 2, if not 3 in the used case pretty much every time I go up to Shields to see what they got for sale. They're just kind of, or one of the variants, pops up at the same time. So I'm going to take us over to the website real quick and just kind of take you guys through real quick some of the basics on it, all the different models. So you can't just buy the fire control unit by itself, and I'm not sure what that actually sells for, but you might want that for any number of aftermarket frames and build your own, basically make your own flavor.
And that's XL because you have 2 different triggers. That flat trigger is the XL trigger.
But won't the regular fire control unit from the compact model work in the XL also?
Yeah.
It will. Okay. So you've got this one. So
sorry. That's the X. That's the X.
Trigger. Is it the X? Doesn't the XL also have a flat trigger like that too, or not?
It does.
Okay, okay. So they're showing it in the compact
but
frame.
That X is for that trigger and fire control.
Yeah.
Group area.
And so this would be considered a regular firearm. I don't know what the MSRP is on that, so doesn't necessarily get the highest ratings, and I'm not sure why, but I don't know what people don't like about it. But so what I have is just the basic Nitron micro compact. Go ahead, Foos. I'm going to bring up the stats here.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say people don't want to put a carry gun together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, I thought they offered it for people that just want to go with a different lower or want to use it in something else. You know, I mean,
right.
So just real quick, the stats on it. What do you need to know? It does come with 2 10-round magazines, and I was going to compare it to the G3C mag, but then I forgot that that's a 12-rounder, so it's kind of an apples to oranges comparison. You do have the X-ray night sights that come with it. I don't know why they call it the 3-day. It's got tritium in them. You've got a little green circle on the front, and you've also got just regular tritium dots on the back. No threaded barrel in the standard model. It is a micro compact form factor. Overall length is 5.8 inches. Overall width is 1.06 inches. Height is 4.3 inches. Barrel length is 3.1. And the weight is 17.8 ounces. And I'm assuming that's dry. I've never actually weighed mine loaded. I need to do that. I'm guessing it's probably pushing maybe 20 ounces, but it's still very compact. But it does feel very solid. Sight radius is 4.9 inches. And so it is fairly accurate. Again, it is striker fired. Trigger type is going to be standard curved on the standard model. Polymer grip module, carbon steel barrel, stainless steel frame, but it does have the nitron finish on the slide, and the slide material is also stainless steel, but it's not optics ready. So there's a lot of compromises with this particular model. And I mean, would I buy this one again? I probably would opt for something with an optics cut, but I'm just saying that this is what I got, this is what I have. But then they've also got other models too. Like here's the SAS model we were talking about. So it basically has the sights built into the slide, give you a chance to see the back of it. So you do basically look right down it. There's kind of this optical illusion of a third dot in the middle, which you can line up, but you can't adjust this at all. So wherever it fires is where it's basically going to fire. So, you know, try it, see what you think about it. You may enjoy it, but the further your target gets away from you, the more the gun covers up the entire target. And you almost can't even tell where your bullseye is or where your center mass is, because your hand and the gun covers up, you know, 2/3 of a silhouette target at 15 yards. And I can say, well, the gun's not, you know, it's not made to be shot at that distance. Well, if it ever needs to be.
Still, I mean, 15 yards still should pretty much be an index shot for at least.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually use, but shot. Have you ever shot this one, Lofus? Have you ever held it up on a target at all? You ever tried one or not?
I've held them in gun stores. I haven't.
It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's the neatest thing. But then I thought, man, I can't even see the target. You know?
So I look at that as that there was a gun. I think it was like I want to say it was Taurus Curve or something like that. That just had a cross in the back.
Yep. You had just the sights. You just pointed it.
Well, yeah,
crosshairs, basically.
It was just crosshairs actually on the back of the slide in line with the bore, and you just point. You know, it's a point shoot gun. That's what this simulates, even though it could do a lot better than just point shoot.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very accurate. You know, the 5 yards and 10 yards are great, but once I hit 15 and 20, it's like, okay, this is really, you know, getting past what its sweet spot is. So
go to that one on the left.
This guy right here?
No, left and down.
Yeah, you want to see the Spectre comp?
Yeah.
Okay, so the P365 XL Spectre comp, this just came out, right?
Yeah, so this is the XL slide with the standard barrel length. So your comp is in your slide.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't realize that. So you do have just a 3-inch barrel in it. Okay, okay. Oh, man.
Yep. So that is a cool concept.
That is interesting how they do that porting and that. I mean,
it's the porting is just in the front. The cuts behind the front sight. That's just there. That's not a comp.
That's just a lightning cut.
Yeah.
Any kind of flash that's going to cause that's going to be a little distracting when you're trying to shoot it, or not that it matters in a life or death situation.
No. So if you look at the go to the where you can see down right there. See how open it is. All of your flash, all your unburnt powder is going to go straight out, and gas is going to go up. The reason that you have all that all that flame go up is because that bullet is going there and your comp is still really close to your bullet. So all pressure is going to go to the easiest avenue of getting the heck out of there. But because that hole is so big, your gas is a lot of your flame and stuff is going to still go past the bullet, and some is going to direct up, but it's still going to go all past the round.
Yeah, and talking to the guys at Sig, one of the reasons why they went this way and not with a ported barrel like what you would see on the Smith & Wesson Shield, the new ones that they just came out with the Performance Center models of that, where they got the porting on the barrel itself. The reason why they put the little compensator, because they got the sight right behind that, so if any flame does come up out of the top of it, it doesn't obscure your sights.
Yep. Okay. It's going to be in front of your sight. Yep.
So what's this one all about? This is just a custom job, just trying to lighten up the slide a little bit. What are we looking at here? What's the point behind this?
Spectre.
Yeah, it's just to lighten the slide.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you go back, is the Spectre actually have a comp? I mean, like a barrel?
No, just some lightning cuts in the slide, and that's it. So.
Yeah, it's just lightning cuts.
At least I don't think so. I'm assuming it's not ported. I think you'd see the ports in the barrel if there was anything.
I was looking at those at the Great American Outdoor Show. They're not ported in any way.
It's with that one, you're going to have a little longer sight radius. I don't know if it's going to make much difference. It probably isn't. But.
It's going to be negligible. You're looking at ½ inch, ½ inch sight radius.
And this is an optics cut. It looks like you're going to lose your rear sight, maybe, if you put that on.
Yeah,
there. So
all of them. Yeah,
they all do.
You lose your rear.
Yeah, because they don't show with any kind of an optic on there. They just kind of show the slide and the raw essentially here. So yeah, unless that's the finish you can get. So I don't know. It might be. But
now, of course, you can get some sights with a rear sight on it. So.
And that's that's always a possibility. It does come with two 12-round steel mags in the standard version of it, and so
that's the XL because it's XL frame.
Yeah. Then we've got the XL with the Romeo 0. You can get it from the factory, but so that does have the rear. No, it doesn't have the rear sight. You're right. That one's not going to have it on there. That particular setup doesn't. I'm sure they give you the plate with the rear sight on it, though, if you want it, if you happen to go with this model. So this is a little bit more.
I don't know if it
I think that does have the rear sight built into it.
I think it does.
Because I have one.
The Romeo 0 has
you can co-witness right through there if you have.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I haven't had a chance to hold that one up yet. Like I said, I've only just been using just the standard model, so looking at all these different variants and stuff that are out there. I know they've been out for a while, but I mean, I've been so content with just the regular gun as is. I've never had to worry about it. Okay, then we got the X. Is the X new? I think it is. It's fairly new, isn't it?
The X is just the trigger. So this is your standard 365 with the X trigger in it. So it has that flat trigger.
Oh, I kept thinking this was the XL. No, it's not the XL slide with the
X
frame.
has a different slide on it too. A little longer, I think.
No, it's the same because see how it comes into the frame. And it may have so the X has a optics cut where yours didn't.
Oh, good point. Yeah, so you do have that up on the top. Yeah.
And the trigger.
And then that slide is essentially, if you buy that slide from Sig, you're going to get this type of a setup, right? If you go this route, it's probably not going to have the X on the side of it, but and the barrel length, just as a comparison, it's 3.1 inches, so it's the same barrel length, so it's going to be the same slide essentially. Yeah. And then we go over to the XL. Okay, then we've got your. Oh no, just the XL. That's right. So do they sell one that's got this? Do they sell one that's got the compact frame with the XL slide? Do they do that or not? I don't think they do. Not yet. That'll probably be next year's SHOT Show feature, right?
They don't, but I did do that.
You can, you can. I was kind of fiddling around. My stepdad brought his XL over, and we checked out the slides and stuff. I liked it with the compact slide on the XL frame. I thought it was really. It was, I mean, I did like the extra grip on it, but you also didn't have that extra, inch or two hanging off the front. So, but I mean, all in all, it's been a pretty good pistol so far. I haven't had any issues with it. Yeah. And like I said, locally, we're probably looking at around $500 or so. So what do you guys see as some of the, go ahead.
The difference between the P365 and the L is the longer grip module. That's the only difference. Is 10-round flush in the regular 365 or 365X. The P365 XL or L is a 12 round. So the X is your trigger and your optics cut.
Yeah.
That's what the X means. L just means long.
Yeah. Well, no, Defense Ed says the X has a longer grip like an XL.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it does?
Okay. Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I've already I got the window right here, but it's. I don't know. When you just glance at it, it's hard to tell just looking at it. But yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. Yeah, you can tell that it's a little bit longer. So yeah. So I don't know. It might be, and it does have the flat face trigger, like you guys said before. Probably what the 12 round capacity. So that's another option too. Magazines, they've had them on sale at Shields. I want to say they're like 35 for a 12. What's the next step up? A 15? They might have had the 15s on sale for around 35. Otherwise, they run what 40, I think, per magazine. Is that what you're looking at for 12 rounder? What do you guys think? Do you know the mag prices?
I paid $32 for my 12 round mags, but I got them from a law enforcement supply company that allows veterans to shop through them. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but normally they're $40 to $45 for the 12 rounders.
Yeah, I think I paid close to $50 for my 15 rounders when I bought them.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. I know that sometimes they do get them on sale. I know they've had them on sale before. I thought about picking a few more of them up. I mean, I've just got the 210s for mine, but that's usually all I have on me is it's 20 rounds. But I mean, when I travel, I've got other items I take with me, and I do have a larger carry gun, but still. So X Adam 1 says, I thought it was a great deal at $650 for the P365 XL with the Romeo. Knowing what I know now, I'd have gotten the option cut without the Romeo since I already placed it anyway. Yeah, that's one thing too. I mean, it's nice to get that package at the time because, if you look at what that red dot costs by itself, you're like, oh, I can save, $50 if I, buy it pre-made from the factory. So I want to share this with you guys real quick just to kind of show you some of those aftermarket options. And again, you might get it and decide that you want maybe a slightly different frame, or maybe you want to go with something a little bit different. Here's the some of the options for the grip modules. So you got your Wilson Combat. Foos, this is what you were talking about.
Which one?
Yeah, the Wilson Combat grip module for the XL. Okay, yes. Black with no manual safety. What do those run?
60-ish.
Oh, okay. So they're a little bit. I don't remember what. Aren't they cheap from Sig? Aren't the frames like 30?
Well, I mean that's what I have to think. Wilson Combat.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And I mean, some of these. Yeah,
texturing on it front and back is phenomenal, and it's a little bit wider and. I really like it.
It does look like a pretty aggressive kind of pattern or stiffling on the front and the back, and then you've got kind of that Wilson Combat trademark kind of horizontal thing going on or diagonal thing going on. Yeah, that's not bad. And then there's who else has one out there? NDZ Performance makes one for it maybe too. I wish I could find the one for that metal one that's out there. No, I don't know if NDZ does just a custom. Oh, they do. Laser patterned and laserable image options. So they just do some custom designs on the original frame if you want it. So, ooh, this is kind of cool. Check this out. Woodland camo grip modules. Hey, that'll work. That looks pretty sweet, man. I like that. I can't remember who the company is, but like I said, the company that makes the metal one, it adds quite a bit of weight to it, but it looks really, really nice. God, I can't remember who it is. Oh, this is it. I think this is it right here. Mischief Machine, maybe.
The
billet grip module.
Yeah. It looks metal.
And then here's grayguns.com.
So one thing about the the Wilson Combat one is the magwell in it is phenomenal.
Oh, so it's a little more flared towards the bottom or something?
Yes, because it's bigger. Yeah, you can see it at the very bottom. It's good.
Cool. Did somebody else just pop back in or not? Are we okay? Make sure I'm not missing anybody. I think everybody's here that can be here. So, yeah, so just checking that out. Let's see here. Am I sharing that one yet? I'm not. Okay, let me go ahead and stop sharing of this one. And then we'll go back and check this one out. We're gonna be finishing up here in just a minute, guys. So just stay with me. But I do want to look at the Wilson Combat. You said the Wilson Combat was $100 or?
No, like 60.
60? Okay, that's not bad.
Are you gonna bring it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Here we go. Here it is. Okay, so yeah, $64.95. I just want to get some different angles on this. So if you want something just a little bit larger, like you said, it kind of swells out a bit on the sides.
It is. Yeah. I really like it.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and you can see that mag well is pretty generous.
Now, is this necessary in the front? Do you have like a base plate that fills that space up in the front there, or not? That would be
no. That's your mag. The front of your mag.
Yeah, they should have just left it regular without having that cutout, though. No, here we go.
No, I mean the original has a cutout as well.
Oh, okay. You see, mine doesn't. It just goes right into the pinky.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that picture just shows you the little bit of enhancement. So
they're based out of Arkansas, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. A buddy of mine had this on his, and I had mine, and I grabbed his, and I grabbed mine, then grabbed his, and I'm like, I'm ordering this right now.
Does that do anything with your standard holster at all? Does it cause any issues or not?
Nope.
No. Okay, I didn't know if the width of it would cause any issues or not.
Nope.
So
because all that's outside.
I'm interested in that, man.
Holster. You want me to bring it up?
Oh, I've got it right here. We're good.
No,
we're good.
No. Do you want me to bring my 365? Oh, I will have my 365.
Oh, yeah, do bring it up because I'm kind of interested in trying that out. So
yeah, I'll have it.
Now they do have the light compatibility on there. How's that supposed to work? Because this doesn't look like it adds any kind of a pick rail to it.
No,
is this the compact frame maybe that I'm looking at?
I don't know.
No, it says XL.
I don't know. I don't run lights.
Okay. I wasn't sure. So I just clicked on that one. Okay. So yeah, you do have some options out there if you want to, but like I said, definitely rent one before you buy one. I tested, the standard and the XL and the SAS before I decided on just the standard, and better to spend, $50 or $60 to rent one than to drop, $600 on one or $500 on one and realize you're not going to like it. So, but I did find it very comfortable to shoot. And I do, like I said, it's about the perfect size, and it works well for me. Although I do tend to go with a larger carry, like in the wintertime and stuff like that. So let's see if we got anybody else. So the Armsman says that Icarus and Mischief make the metal grip modules. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to look into one of those because I think they're about $100, but they do look really cool. Give you just a little bit longer, a little bit, almost kind of like that Wilson Combat, just a little bit different frame size there that fits your hands a little bit better. So, yeah. All right, so guys, it's 8:02. We're going to wrap it up because we're going to be heading off to Sandhills if he's doing his podcast tonight. I think he is. Defense Dad, do you know? You have to let me know if you get a chance if Sandhills is going to be doing his podcast. He usually starts his up at 8 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and head out here. We'll go ahead and let the panel give us their final plugs. We'll be back on Saturday morning where we're going to talk about larger caliber rifles. Some of our favorites. We're going to go 308 and above, give you guys, the U45-70 lovers, an opportunity to kind of share your thoughts and feelings on that. Since we had a large caliber revolver discussion last week, we're going to talk about larger caliber rifles. So that's going to be the plan for Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. So, Chris, we're going to put you on the spot, man. Give us your final plug, man. What do you want to say?
Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. Wish I could have got here sooner.
That's okay. We just do an hour, so yeah.
Yep. But Wednesday nights I'll be doing my live chat from 9 to 11 Eastern.
Okay.
And Tuesdays and Thursdays is when I upload my new videos. So that's what I got going on.
Heck yeah, guys, get over there and make sure you subscribe. Lots of good stuff. Cool. Like I said, Thursday nights are kind of short and sweet. It's just kind of specific around one model of pistol. Seems like whatever I have, you have, or you've had. This is kind of odd, Chris. It's like, hey, I've got one of those. I had one of those. I tested one of those. So at some point, I'm probably going to run out of guns, and I won't be doing the Thursday night episodes anymore. But it's going to be a while before that happens. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Single shot. Anything we say before we go, man?
Get that blasted button, I'll be doing good.
No problem.
Not much. We'll be headed home. Like I say, this next week. Be on the way back over. Thanks for the invite. Appreciate it. And keep an eye on the two channels there, Daywolf on Rumble and Single Shot on YouTube.
Cool.
And let's see if we get some new videos up there and posted. I finally got rid of all the snow up there and changed the snowblower took the snowblower off the tractor and put the mower deck back on it this last time I was home. So
that's your transition to springtime. You just go from the snowblower to the mower. That's your spring. Welcome to Maine. Welcome to Maine. That's what you get. So it's like the grass is like busting out of the bottom by the time the snow's gone. You mow a week later. That's pretty much it. So yeah. Cool, man.
Everybody take care. God bless. America moves by truck. We'll catch you the next time.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, Rich, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, just be sure to go over and check out the Groove Belt reviews and the video on the R&L display, AR-15 display. And thanks for the invite. And
Cool.
check out the live stream Saturdays and Sundays.
Absolutely, man. Lots of good
channel.
stuff. Yes, yes. Lots of good stuff, man. All right. And Gizzard Gary, anything you would say before we go?
Well, as always, thanks for the invite. An interesting discussion. Not all of them are up my alley, but this one definitely was. So, yeah, definitely check it out. If you haven't had a chance, just go into a range and see if you can rent one and shoot it and see what you think of it. You might just like it, and some people don't. I understand that.
Like I said, mine was an impulse purchase. Tried it. Just happened to go to the store that night. Saw they had one used. I'm like, hey, I'll get it. I saved $50 over new, and it looked like it was basically brand new anyway. So, I figured, well, it's still gonna have a warranty on it. If I need to send it in, it's gonna be covered. And so I didn't worry about it. But yeah, you definitely want to shoot one before you buy one, especially if we're talking $450, $500. I'd hate to say, yeah, it's just the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you get it, and you're like, man, I can't even get this thing to fit in my hands. Now, again, I guess we should mention cons real quick. Cons about it, 10 rounds standard capacity for just the compact model, which can be fixed. And like I said, the support hand, it is kind of a slick frame. So you may need to put some skateboard tape on it, or maybe like an overgrip module or something, or maybe get some stippling done on it where I'm kind of a thumbs forward shooter. And that left supporting hand just does not have a lot of space to really plant your hand on it to hold it securely. So even if you hold on to it tight, it still kind of has a tendency to kind of slide in your hands. And so that was the only thing I noticed about the standard size frame. That's why I like the XL a little bit better. But for me, I can run through a mag quickly if I have to, and I'm fine with it. But it's just, it might just simply be too small for you. It might be like what Squib says, it's like just taking the smallest car you've ever sat in and just cut it in half and then try to drive it. It's not always that easy. So, is that your Versacarry, Rich?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Versacarry Comfort Flex Deluxe holster. If you're looking for a good holster for the P365 for inside the waistband, this is it. It's leather with polymer insert, and it's got a nice padded backing here. So it doesn't rub against you.
If you're going to carry, like if you got your T-shirt untucked and stuff like that, and you're going to have it against your skin all day and Kydex bothers you, then that you can wear all day long.
Yes, you do not have to wear an undershirt with this, like they suggest with other holsters, because it has that nice, almost neoprene like padding on the back of it, and it's not abrasive on your skin or anything like what you would get with some holsters. So this is a really nice holster for it, and it's not going to break the bank. I mean, normal price on this is like $60, $65, and you can always find them on sale or discount codes if you're subscribed to their mail list. So
if you want to get one and you go to the website and it says, hey, save 10% off your first order, just say yes. I mean, they give you
25. You sign up for their mail list, Versacarry gives you 20% off up front. So if you're a new subscriber and shopper to them, sign up for their mail list, get 20% off. You only pay like $40 for this holster. This is a really good holster for the money, folks.
I've ordered from them before. I think they do a really good job with what they make. They make some nicely crafted holsters. Their leather work is really well done. It's not garbage. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's not a plastic clip. That's a metal clip on the front of this. Unlike some of the other holsters in that price range have a plastic clip.
This like a spring steel, basically. It's gonna last. So that's one. And you've got yours. I mean, how long have you had yours? A year? 2 years?
I've had it since I had my P365, which is about 2 years now.
Yeah, and that just shows you daily wear. I mean, how well it's gonna hold up and stuff. You should do like an update video on it to show people like how it's wearing, because
this is after 2 years of use. I mean, there's not a lot of scrapes or anything on there.
No, it looks good. Looks solid, man. Cool. And is that adjustable retention on the back there with that screw?
Yes, it has adjustable retention because of the polymer insert.
Okay, so it's not just set at one amount. It's just going to get loose over time or get kind of weird over time.
If it gets loose, you can tighten it back down.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's see. Gary, did we get to you yet? I can't remember. Did you get a chance to get your plugs in there for your show?
I did get to talk a little bit. Yeah. Foul Territory Friday nights, 9 p.m. Central. Early Bird Chat Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central. And like I said, thanks for the invite. Enjoyed it.
Hey, no problem, man. Good stuff. Appreciate having you here, and you rest up and get yourself better, all right?
Yeah,
care
and
of
thanks
yourself,
to
man.
everybody for the well wishes this last week. I appreciate each and every one of them.
Cool. All right, and last but certainly not least, we've got Squibload. Squibload, any final thoughts? Any final words of wisdom? Anything you want to say before we call it?
No.
No. All right, man. That's fine. Appreciate having you here. It's all good. It's all good. And I think we're all set. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. Again, it was just a little over an hour, short but sweet. We talked about the P365, positive, negatives, the different models that are out there, recommendations. And that's it. So that's it. All right. So we'll see you guys on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time for Caliber Corner Weekend Edition, when we'll talk about big bore rifles, larger rifles, elephant guns, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be a great discussion. So a little shout out to people watching on the YouTube side. We got M. Gabriel, Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy, Gizzard Gary, Pat in the Bunkers out there, Tommy Gunn joining us from Canada, Kingpin, Chris from the 740 over there and over here, doing double duty this evening. X Adam 1, always contributing to the conversation. Eduardo Espinosa's out there also. Let's see, the Armsmen also, the Armsmen out there. Thank you for your chat contributions this evening. Let's see, we missing anybody? I think we're probably covers most people. Rich White's out there and over here. G23's in the house. Let's see. I think Rick's Life, as I see it, he said he wasn't doing a show tonight. Is that correct? I think he posted something about that maybe. So if you guys watch Rick's Life as I see it, you might not have a show tonight. So Jamie Clapp out there also, thanks for watching. Guns and Barbecue, Mario Mosen in the house. Young Gun 995 watching. Echoes Reloading Chamber, thank you for watching. You have an awesome YouTube channel, by the way. Just want to let you know. You probably already know that. Two Live Moo in the house. JH586. Tactical FUD. And that might be about everybody. And Raw Feeding 101. Defense Dad. Fear No Evil. We have a big crowd tonight. A lot of people watching. All right. And then also JL. Okay. So, again, it's been Caliber Corner, weekly edition. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Be safe. And as you know,